don't contribute at all. Is that it?
Can I get access to this bio?
Yeah, I tried to tell you it's on the notes. There.
Okay.
That's why.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah, my bad. Yes. I want to welcome y'all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most normal ass Carl. To my front, I have my man at Just Lex, and to my right,
Nama's Carl.
That's me. That's my cue.
She's no longer a visitor anymore. In about 3 visits from now, she's gonna start going to the bathroom without asking. She's gonna start accessing your water, your ice. You know what I mean?
I'm excited.
She gonna start. She gonna want armrest on her chair, right? HR's in the back. They're keeping notes on it right now. I'm not giving it up, and she's not taking rid of anybody's spaces, but it will help out for trips. If people plan on going on one, we have a third mic now, Miss J.
Hey.
How you doing? We could have got you the applauses, but he not feeling you right now. It's cool. It's too late. It's cool. The joke is funnier. Don't do it now, because this is part of like one of my questions where it's like, yo, if I got something for this too.
Should I start the narrative of? And I can't hear nothing, so I'm just assuming you can hear me.
Yeah, you just got to twist that little thing. Get used to it. It's all good.
I was going to start the narrative that I was going to... Never mind. Let me not do that. That's probably an off mic thing first.
Yeah, don't do. Yeah, make sure it's cool first. You know, like there's certain things that we don't say. And we haven't prepped her. We do have like things that we just don't talk about, but we don't talk about like there's things that we don't say.
After last week, everything seemed pretty fucking wide open.
But it's like there's certain things that I won't push though, right?
Yeah.
And there's certain things that I know that you don't bring up. Maybe if you know if I felt strongly about it or something. Once you figure it out, you'll always know it. I swear to God. You were right on the other side.
No, because I switched them back, so I just know these ones go out a lot. Don't even trip. If y'all can hear me, I don't care.
All right, that's fine. Yeah.
It's funny that you said that because I actually had that on the top of my mind coming in here, like you said, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to be hanging out a little bit more with you guys, which I want to say, like, I really appreciate you guys welcoming me into, like, your sacred, safe space. Like, it's no little thing to me, so I do feel honored. I want to respect this space. I hope I add to it, and we all grow from each other. With that being said, I was wondering, like, you know, what's off topic? Like, you know, do we not want to talk about certain things? Like, just so I know, because I'm a pretty open book. I'm pretty...
Oh, we're
vulnerable,
open to it. Just certain shit we're not going to be open with
exactly.
now.
And we want to
I'll wait till the dust settles for certain things that I'll say and do.
Exactly.
But we're good at skating, I think, too.
Yeah.
And I'll read whatever thing he may not like, and he'll read whatever I may like, just based off of that. Because I don't like prepping people about me.
For me, it's more of a statute of limitations type of thing on a lot of stuff.
Got it.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
I'll save it. You know, it's almost... You know what's funny? Like, this dynamic that you're handling right now, most people don't like it.
What dynamic?
That we're actually friends and, like, we get along, so people feel like, oh, shit, like, I'm, like... But here's the thing. The me that listeners get right now is the locked in me from, like, my childhood.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel like... My personality right now amongst y'all, because I know y'all and shit like that, it's like how I would be if someone got me locked in. The reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like I go through Monday through Friday, maybe even like Monday through Saturday, like mindlessly, me and my wife, right? We get clarity. This is who I am with her at nighttime, right? When I get to turn my brain off.
We get the pillow talk you.
Well, no, it's just like my brain is turned off. I talk, you know what I mean? We have a group chat full of men that we all have that same little space of where we can like have that conversation at least once a day if we need to go get it.
Can we get a group chat, the three of us?
Yeah, we can, absolutely. I think our response times, you have very terrible response time too.
I do,
That's
but we
great.
all do. So none of us will take it personal.
I just knew today to like, let me check my Instagram like starting around 2 o'clock because she'll start sending me messages. But yeah, my response time, hey man, welcome me. I'm like, I'm back. He's been like this forever. You have been like this forever, but I am now accepted in the club and I love it here. Thank you. Come on, clap it up for me. Yeah, clap it up for me. There we go. Lex, enough about me, man. How you been, bro? Happy Father's Day to you, first of all.
Happy Father's Day to my guy.
Thank you. You know, same old. My for newer listeners, my Father's Day tradition is I just take them out for ice cream. Kind of take the heat off of me. Yeah. And it works for them because they ain't worried about me.
No, not at all.
And then, you know, just hung out, play a little freeze tag, a little hide and seek.
Oh, man, you get the real outside experiences.
All day.
My kids don't like that at all.
Really?
Man.
I love the park.
He's got me in that department for sure. Yeah.
And they got me, what'd they get me? Remember, I don't know how many episodes ago you used it for the cover art. There's a picture of us at the beach. and they're chasing me. I think the
You
episode
said
is called.
a couple. It's like 100 episodes ago. It's cool. That was like 3 years
I know. I remember
ago.
it now. The episode is called "Keep the Tan Going."
I had to been like
there's a cover art of them pulling. They're chasing me and they're pulling at my trunks.
Oh, that's cute.
And so my ass is out.
That was a long time ago. Yeah,
They framed that picture.
Oh,
And they put a bunch of shit around it, like about me.
That's so cute.
Like they put a bunch of shit around me, like you know, when I became a dad, what they love most about me, which is basically just keeping them alive. I got no personality on this thing.
Right.
And with something,
Watch what you doing.
I'm like, damn, certain things. What they say?
But how old are they?
6 and 8.
Yeah, they're young, right? So.
No, I appreciate whatever. I'm a macaroni necklace type of dude.
Yeah,
I don't need
yeah.
nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Even this was kind of like a lot, but it was the sentiment of it was like cool.
Yeah.
Like you can give me a little handwritten note. She's so she's so spoiled for Mother's Day. She's like, yeah, I'll be throwing them little paintings away and shit. I'm like, cause you get them all the time.
Yeah.
I'm over here. My fridge is just empty, needing some space.
Yeah. Mine. I got my one lone photo. I tell my daughter, I'm like, yo, you don't draw shit for me. Right in her face, like for real.
You always
I spend more quality time with you. You want to draw her fucking picture?
You always complaining that school's out, so they don't ever do nothing for their dads.
Yeah.
Lord.
I was like, yeah, but why you throwing it back at me like that?
Yeah, I was even mad today that the place we went to had a fucking limited menu. I said, how dare you? like, yo, the menu was already the COVID limited menu, and you've made it even more limited on Father's Day?
Get daddy
Why
steak.
the fuck is avocado toast on here? I don't come here for that. Where are the Thai
obviously.
sweet chili wings? It is a meat day. Like, come
That's
on.
real.
They didn't respect the meat
is a
day.
meat
No, and it was wild. Before both of y'all came in here, my mom was saying that on the boat that one of the guys was at the table was like, "Hey, how's your meat over there?"
Well, you know he got to make sure it's tender and whatnot.
Hey, yo, hey, but here's the thing. That part's funny. But the part was I never realized my dad doesn't know what pause is. Mm-hmm. So in his mind, in his mind, he thought that we really thought he was like into that. And I was like, nah, man, we laughing because shit. How do you explain pause? Like if you had to explain pause to somebody, how would you do it?
I don't know.
You just automatically know what it is. Like,
Yeah.
yo, when someone says pause, you're like, oh, that is kind of crazy to say out loud.
Yeah.
Context. But anyway, Father's Day.
Pretty much it. I mean, I don't do much, man. I just, as long as I can get some, because I don't buy ice cream and keep it in the house because I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
So this is an excuse for me to be like, all right, I'm going to go.
Where y'all go?
Just Cold Stone. Keep it simple.
Is Cold Stone's the Ritzy of ice cream spots, right?
Not these days.
What's the new one now?
These little like you go.
Oh, you just like those specialty joints you talking about?
You can go to for a chain maybe, but you can go to like North. You can go to these little fancy hills.
But they can't
North
survive
Park,
in your neighborhood that you in though. That's what I'm saying.
I like the froyo spots.
They
the
put
yogurt meal.
that handles. I think they fancy too.
Handles?
Handles.
Yeah, but
One of
Cold
them.
Stone is like the Costco of ice cream
Yeah,
places. Like know what it is. Costco a little
Love it,
expensive.
like it,
There's
need
mom
it.
and pop stores like a Whole Foods and shit like that. But Cold Stone is here to
3
stay.
scoops and the tiniest cups they got.
It's so big.
$8.
$25 for all 3 of us.
But they're pretty big servings, aren't they? Like considering.
For $25?
I mean.
Oh, you don't know me? Yeah, I'm gonna be complaining a lot about shrinkflation.
You know it's crazy. I don't know what have you paid for that's worth it. I want to know what that is.
I ain't never heard you say, "Man, that was a good ass meal."
Like his shit is like really like based on value. Like I'm almost thinking like he goes to El Pollo Grill because the fry serving is crazy in there. He gonna get at least 2 sittings out of that.
Man, I ain't been there. I'm afraid to go up in there.
Yeah, that place is expensive too.
Yeah.
I feel
Any
like
place that sell whole chicken in the window, they about to get you.
Yeah.
I feel like In-N-Out has like they ain't been too crazy. I mean, they are now because that $20 shit passed, but like they were holding on strong for a minute.
Do you think that burger is worth it though?
For the little $4.99,
No,
whatever
don't take
it is.
the money out. Like,
But that's what we talking about.
Right,
Have you ever paid for something else value?
But no, what is so good to you that the money does not matter?
When it comes
Insurance?
to food or
I
in general?
know insurance.
When
for
it comes
sure.
to food or in general?
Like, let's say food, because you were on the food topic right now.
Oh, if money don't matter, then it has to be like a like I'm not gonna go eat at Burger King because it's cheap.
Right.
So it's like there's got like a health component or like
What about like a fine dining experience? Like sometimes, like,
you
like to me, like
she shot too high. I'm trying to tell her.
Well, no, like because that's part of like I want the food to be good, but part of more expensive places you also have the view, the service, like
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it if I have to. I might not be.
But you don't like
But
it.
I'll be doing it for
she
me.
don't know that
you
you're a
don't
hood
en-
booger.
you
too.
I
don't
don't do it
enjoy
for
those
me.
things occasionally.
This is why I said he was
No.
one of the most ghetto
Never.
people I know, because like he really like.
I'm a thug it out champion. I will
Yeah.
beans and rice it. I don't need no view. I don't need
Yeah,
no.
I mean,
I've
not
never,
every
heard, I've
day.
never heard him say, "Oh,
He's not
I'm gonna
romantic.
take you out to a."
That's not true.
That's kind of crazy.
That's what, but I'm saying, in order for me to do all that stuff, I got to do it for that reason.
For the romantic
Not
reason.
because I'm like, oh, this
He
food
gets
is
no
good. This is
fulfillment out of
whatever.
it.
This
I
is-
get fulfillment out of the food in places that I go with
Yeah,
people.
so you get fulfillment just for
I don't-
yourself and for doing it for
like
your
if I
wife?
go out and eat somewhere with like let's say like if we had a whole coworker event or something,
Yeah.
right? And it was some fire ass spot, I'm gonna go home and tell her and say, yo, we gotta go try this.
Yes.
So like we've been to a few spots like that where I've either had it previously before or someone said you need to check it out, and I'll go. Matter of fact, what's that place in Little Italy I took you to that you was damn near licking
I'm
the
a
plate?
foodie. What?
Don't do that.
It was
Yeah.
fire though.
What was
I'm
it?
not,
What
it was
was
a
it?
fucking what was the name of it?
Urban Wood.
Yes, that is it. Urban Wood.
Is that near the sign, the Little Italy sign? Can you see it from the seating?
Yeah, no, you have to. It's like that old industrial ass building on that main strip, like going down there on your way to or what's that Cantina place or whatever, or the Mexican food restaurant.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
It's on that same straight street, but in the main hub of Little
Urban
Italy.
Wood?
Urban Wood, yeah.
Was bomb?
Bro, the chilaquiles is different. Like for real, for
That's
real.
like one of my favorite
He was scraping the plate
Mexican
and the
dishes.
potatoes.
All right, that was before I found out my man's was a chef there.
Oh, for real?
I think he left since then, but at the time we was there.
You don't respect his skills?
That was my first time. I didn't know that he was getting down like that.
Oh, so you're saying this as a positive thing?
No, yeah, it was like, oh, okay, now I know, because you was praising it so high. I was like, oh, now I know where it comes
Oh,
from.
like your man is a solid chef and shit like that.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. He said apparently.
Apparently.
And I'm telling you, he was eating the shit out of that.
Like, for instance, like, I don't go down, like, if I go downtown, like, I'm not going to go out to a bar and buy drinks, because that shit don't make no sense to me. But if I go to someone's birthday, I'm going to buy them a birthday drink. I'll spend the money on a drink for them
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's their birthday or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, the $15, whatever, like, I
Yeah.
get it's only 15, but I look at the cup like, come on now.
No, I think that.
I know,
Like,
see,
I equate dollars to hours to time, so I'm like,
All of it.
if I'm gonna, sometimes this is worth 1 hour, 2 hours of my time. Do I want to spend it? So I can feel that too. But yeah,
That's
a
all I'll be
crowded
doing.
bar, an expensive drink, yeah, around a bunch of fucking people. No, thank you. But sometimes a nice dining experience. There's, I guess, like you said, it's got to be worth the dollar for you.
Absolutely. For the purposes of the J guard is what I'm gonna call them, right? Like the people that like guard you, right?
What do you mean,
Because I was
guard?
gonna.
Oh, that's your hive name?
I want, the J
The
guard.
J
is
guard?
The J guard.
I might receive that,
like
but-
the J National Guard, like the J guard. I wanted to deep dive in that so bad, like the cosmos was fucking going off in my head on like trying to hammer home, like, yo, what would be something that's like priceless food wise, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole if you're not willing to, if you don't know what that is.
Food wise,
I want to know what it is that
I'm
you
not
would
one
go
of.
eat.
I think the average person, like, not the majority of people, like, food is like really, really important to them. People eat. The people live to eat. I'm a eat to live type of person.
It's a concert ticket.
So you just, yeah.
That's what
He's
it
not
was.
A foodie.
It's
He's
a-
not a
it's a-
foodie.
No, but I realized, like if
Disappointing.
Scarface said this is my last show and he was coming to San
He
Diego.
already got me with that one. I ain't
that's
falling for
what
it
I'm saying.
again.
But you did. I know, but he got you. But like if the ticket, how much did you pay for that ticket?
Yeah, like $25.
If it was 150.
Yeah, I would have went.
Yeah, there we
So
go.
that's
it
his,
is. It's
okay.
the music. My bad. I
Music.
can leave
So
myself
it's
there.
different experiences.
Yeah. 20 minutes in,
There we
Jay,
go.
how are you doing? Just being mindful.
Thank you.
She ain't no father. Let's keep talking.
She ain't no father. That's
I
crazy.
know. No, we all got to check in with each
And the
other.
comments gonna be lighting your ass up in the near future. It's okay.
As long as they do it in
J-Guard
the
is
comments and
coming.
don't text me.
The
Yeah.
J Guard is coming.
But how you been?
I love it.
Just
I'll
share
go
it.
out there with you if you need to.
Hey, real quick, I was gonna put you here,
I'm
but I
right
was like,
here.
nah, you know what?
The shoulder is right here.
This is the spectrum.
Oh my goodness. It's been a rough week, honestly.
She called, she texted me, it was like, yo, like, so what y'all gonna do? Like, as if like we don't do it. We don't even talk to each other. We don't
y'all
be coming here.
Yeah, literally.
Well, when I tell people Sunday at this time, we're adults now, so it's like we literally block. If something happened, I'd tell them a week in advance.
But it's a holiday.
The only reason I didn't know he was, I would have known he was here. The only reason when you asked me about ETA, usually I would have been like, oh, someone's coming.
Disappointed to see
the only reason I didn't think that this time is because he was like, oh, Game of Thrones is on. I thought there was a longer episode. He was trying to get through it.
Oh, that's good. That was a good analogy. No, I literally asked for her. That's crazy. You gave me that much grace. But hey, we still haven't got to you. So
I know. Come on, man.
Look, we're professionals. I know how to get you back. We've been doing this long enough.
Thank you. It's been a challenging week for sure. But I'm happy to have space with you guys and talk about all the things. I know that this morning I was definitely triggered by Lex's Instagram.
Oh, shit.
I asked him, I think it was off camera. I was like, did you see my DM earlier? Were you ignoring me? Were you saving it for the show? Because, it's Father's Day. We all know it's Father's Day.
Oh, okay. I know which one she's talking about.
All I remember is going up the half pipe and I was low-key.
Hey, no. Keep plugging my Instagram, though. I need some more. You got me some followers last week.
What is everyone's Instagram? Should we just all plug those Instagrams?
I don't know where my underscores are.
Yeah, I don't know my shit is either. I haven't said it in a while.
Lord.
You can find me on the link of the Grown Folks Podcast Network. That's fine.
So I was getting ready for church and I seen Lex's story. And, I was feeling really good about Lex last week.
Shit.
Like, I was, really, telling people about our experience and, us bonding and you really being open and vulnerable. We were like trauma besties.
Yes.
So I was feeling good about our developing friendship, relationship.
I know what she's about to do. I'm ready.
Then when I went on Instagram this morning, just briefly before I had to head out for my day, and I see Lex shaming women for their choice of baby daddies, I was instantly livid. Like, I was triggered.
Here's the thing. That's how she interpreted it. I didn't say anything. I simply saw something and I posted it.
What did it say?
It said, remember, before y'all start on Sunday, you chose your baby father, right? And I don't mean it. I'm not shaming nobody, right? I just understand that first of all, I love women. I respect women. Of course shit happens. But when it comes to social media, I think the more vocal or seen women, I think it's funny. I think there is a unspoken just group of dudes that just sit back and just watch it happen. We're going to see all the women just put all their business on the timeline. It's the same one, the same women on Valentine's Day, they post their son, my forever Valentine, because they're always man-shaming. They're always like, shitting on the man and doing whatever. I'm speaking
don't lock
to
eyes too long.
those women.
Look at me, because then she not taking nothing you say.
I'm listening.
If she ends up being one of them, we could talk about it.
I'm listening.
We don't have to agree on everything.
That's
Sally B. Go ahead.
I want to let you finish because then I want to respond.
And because normally that wouldn't be something that I was like, oh, I need to get this off, so I post that. I came across it. I thought it was funny, so I posted it.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add before I?
That makes me sound like I'm in trouble.
I went to church today.
You didn't hit the point I need you to hit.
I just want to make sure that he said what he needs to say.
I feel heard.
Okay, good.
This clip is about to be
Are
crazy.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready for me? You ready for what I?
Hey, I'm open to learn.
I love that. Are you open to learn?
I'm ready. I haven't said a word. I don't want nobody to know what side of the fucking tracks I'm on.
It's why I like my therapist. Like, I prefer my therapist to be a woman all times.
Why?
Because I just feel like I need a different point, and I also need
coming from a different.
I just think in life too. In life too. Like, I know a lot of dope women where it's like, oh, like there's just something like no matter how cool my guys are, like they just can't bring.
Would you consider me a dope woman?
We're heading that way.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Depending on what you're about to say right now.
No. Well, first I want to say that I recognize, like, I saw the post on your story, and you're not the only person I saw post that. I saw, like, my internet crush, he posted that too. And I was so irritated. I was taken back there, and there's two reasons why. First, I want to acknowledge that I realized later on that I was so triggered, and I took that, like, I felt like, and like you said, you just shared it, but it felt like you were like sending it to me because I have experienced two worlds. I raised my first daughter from 0 to 9 years old completely by myself, financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically. And so I've dealt with the absentee father, and I bared all the weight, all the responsibilities of both parents. Now I'm married, and I have a husband who's active in my children's lives, you know, present father. And so I've dealt with both worlds. But when I was a sole parent, I don't like to say single mom, I often, you know, people would say like Happy Father's Day or try to acknowledge me in that space. And I acknowledge that Father's Day should be recognizing men and their roles as father or father figures. So it's frustrating because that narrative from that post, like, remember, ladies, you picked your baby daddy, is shitting on women. You just said that you might consider me a dope woman. So yes, I made the choice, and excuse me, mama, to fuck somebody. And it was not a great choice. I was 20 something years old, and here we are. But it was actually my baby daddy who told me not to have an abortion, who told me that, hey, I don't want to be with you, but I'm going to rock with you. So for my issue, let me get through it. So for me,
I couldn't even block that.
Let me get through this. So for me, when you're posting something that says, ladies, don't forget you picked your baby daddy, what I'm thinking is, hey, guys, don't forget our baby daddies picked what kind of relationship they want with their children. So somehow in that little joke of a statement, what ends up happening is we end up shaming women. We end up placing the blame for males' shortcomings and men's failures and putting that on the woman. And for me, like, that is unacceptable. I understand there's a lot of women out there who bash baby daddies, and that's kind of what you were getting to in the beginning. So my second point to that is what I find interesting, because you and my internet crush and a few other guys who I recognize as present fathers, great fathers, where I wouldn't consider you a baby daddy at all. I'm like, why are you guys defending these bitch ass motherfuckers? Like, you're clearly not on this, even in the same category as them. So even if women are, and I don't condone it or suggest it, bashing their baby daddies, you're not even a baby daddy. You're a present active father. So why are we running to the gates to defend these bitch ass motherfuckers?
Okay, I agree with everything you said so far. And so
yeah,
the only thing
I also recognize that I took it personally, and that wasn't okay because it wasn't against me.
So now I'm afraid to open what's in that DM.
No, it was just that.
So I like the whole thing. I wouldn't be considered a baby daddy. Like I get that, and so that's why I would never defend that.
But that's essentially what that post is doing.
No, to you, because you felt like, dang, I feel ashamed of this because the relationship with my kid's dad is not working out, and it didn't really have anything to do with something I did wrong.
No, I don't feel that shame at all. I feel empowerment. I feel like that post shames women, again, placing the blame on it. Can you not acknowledge that or see that, how that statement does that?
I understand, but it's also like, instead of shifting the blame 100% on them, I just want some type of accountability. Maybe not 100% of it, but some type of accountability.
What the accountability for what?
Of consequences to your actions.
So again, I'll use my example. You know, I wanted to have an abortion. My baby daddy said,
yes,
don't have an abortion.
Yes.
Life is precious.
Yes.
I don't want to be with you, but I'm going to be there for my daughter and support her.
100%.
And then he literally ghosted me.
Piece of shit.
So
piece of shit.
Okay, but for your words, so what accountability should I take in that? Trusting him by his word? That's my fault.
Yes, so that is your decision to make.
Okay, and
I'm not saying
that was my decision.
I'm not
to
saying
make.
I'm not saying
he's not saying it's a bad decision.
I'm not saying you were wrong in doing it. I'm not saying that
But
you
what does
didn't
that
put you in a
have to
fucked
do
up
with
position.
him choosing to not be active in his child's life?
I'm
It
not,
doesn't.
I'm
Why
not
do I have
defending
to take
him.
that
No, he's right.
accountability?
I'm not defending him at all.
Time out. I get what he's saying.
I don't.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
0%.
All right.
So please,
I
break it down.
I got you.
Please explain it
breathe
to me.
first, because
I have a deep breath.
he's not.
I'm breathing.
He's not coming from that angle.
I
Not at
really
all.
want to understand what he's saying.
And this is the difference. I get.
Because that's wild.
Wait, no.
Telling me I need to take accountability
Time out.
for a man.
I get what he's saying.
Told
Hold up.
me what he wanted to do.
What he's saying is,
That's
okay,
wild.
wait.
Wild.
I can explain it as simple as this.
Wild.
The energy that you have for this is what he's speaking from, though, right? And that, hey, look, at the time of whatever decision that you made, right? Whether it was a right one or a wrong one, a decision to stay or go or have an abortion or not was a decision that you made.
Okay.
Not saying that it's punitive. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
So then I made that decision. I take accountability. I'm not someone who I share a lot on social media, but I am not, and my people who follow me can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't go and talk shit about my baby daddy online.
And that's why it wasn't for you.
I may share certain experiences that I feel are relevant, but I don't do that because I'm not into that. That's messy, and I respect my daughter too much. And I know one day she might come back and watch whatever and this and that. So I don't want to poison that. However, to me, to still say that somehow that I need to take accountability for a man that for his actions, and that
That's
if
not
I
what I
wanted
said.
to sit there and share my experiences and be real and talk about all the shit he's put me
Hold up, I
through,
got you,
all the wild shit he said to me, all the fucked up positions he put me in, I would be well within my rights.
But you're
100%.
So then what? I'm not allowed to vent. I'm not allowed to say this, that. I'm not allowed to hold him accountable on a public platform.
You should.
I think
so then what is your comment?
But
My
his
comment-
is
What is
both
your-
his-
My
what
both
comment
his
it
wasn't
mean?
about holding yourself accountable for everything he did. It was simply the part. It might have been the tiniest part ever that you played in it. That's it.
So
You
then,
chose
you're
to
telling
say
women,
yes.
So women, basically, it's okay to talk shit about your baby daddy as long as you take accountability that you fucked him and he's your baby daddy. What is that what you're trying to say?
Wait a minute, because two things can be true.
You're right.
Two things.
You're right.
So,
Okay.
So
Come at me.
the part that
Bring me back.
the part that he's saying is
Yes.
is two things can be true. There can be women out there that feel like you feel in those
Yes.
predicaments. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I wasn't there. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that I'm not validating that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
feel how you feel on your experiences.
Yeah.
But there are also women that know better and don't do better.
Yes.
And so what he is saying is the generalization that you took from his post is what you took from his post off of a generalization.
And I can also
and the
recognize
generalization that
if,
his post makes shames women. Like,
So does wait a minute.
So, I mean, it is what it
so
is.
does there's somebody in this world today, right, that got a phone call and said, "Happy Father's Day, girl."
right. So I was gonna ask you that too, because I'm actually someone who's done this to a couple people, and
Done what?
they've never expressed that
Done
they
what?
didn't like it. The whole you don't want acknowledgement on Father's Day if you running solo.
oh.
And I think if a man is doing that, if someone's doing that to what did you say, a soul? How did you word it? Because you don't
Soul
like single
parent.
mom, soul parent. That it's just more of like, hey, we see you working extra hard,
Acknowledging
and
it.
that's how.
Yeah.
That's the only way. So you understand that part. You're just like, oh, I just don't like it because of
no.
whatever.
I want to be clear. I didn't say that I didn't like it. What it is I don't expect it, and I also respect that this is a father's space. So I
Okay.
don't want to proceed or overstep into that territory. But I have had great men in my life who recognize me on Father's Day.
No, and that's what
get texts and I say, like, I receive that. I'm like, thank you, I appreciate it. But
Yeah.
I would never go on my platforms and say, like, we must acknowledge
No, yeah, for
single
sure.
moms or sole parent women as fathers. Like,
She's holding you accountable of being
I'm-
irresponsible with your words
No.
because you have an outlet.
no,
That's what it is. You got to be real. Tell me the truth.
I'm really glad that you said that. I don't think that I
I think that's
registered that in the moment,
that
but
was the place that you came from
but
right now.
yeah, I think it is.
That's
deep,
actually she held you in high regard.
No, and that's fine. If we talk, so obviously because that post wasn't meant for you.
I don't
right?
care if it was meant for me
See,
or not.
no,
I'm 10 toes down for all women.
So that's what I'm saying.
So you're bashing women to me.
So what
and
I'm saying
I don't fuck with that.
It wasn't meant for you. It wasn't meant for. But it's more meant for like, okay, if it's generalized to the point where I have to apologize
if it was meant for any woman, it was
to
meant
a
for me.
segment of, but it's more
That's
like
a wild margin of error.
That's how I'm rolling. That's
It's
how
cool.
I'm rolling.
Okay.
Just like if anybody said some shit to y'all in regards
Don't
to
do
this
it.
podcast,
Don't do it. There's a fight.
it would be
Do another fight. Do another
it
fight.
would be meant for
Do
me
another
too.
fight. Don't
Like
do that. Don't do that.
I'm a
Don't do
collective with
that.
you two now.
You know why? Because I don't subscribe to that. Because remember, Jonah asked me the same question about like, yo, or I asked and I was like, yo, if you don't fuck with somebody, but then like one of your close friends do, how would you feel about that?
No, not like that. Not in regards to that. As far as just like, you know what, I'm very convicted in the communities that I'm a part of. You guys are part of my community. So if, that doesn't mean I would defend you if you're wrong, but if somebody is coming at you, I'm going to ask whoever that is to give you the benefit of the doubt. Even when I had different feedback on all kinds of different people on the podcast we just did with their opinions on both of you, I was made it clear, like, nah, like, this man is valuable because of X, Y, and Z.
Oh, no,
this
you
man
can
is valuable because of
unleash
X, Y,
them
and
on
Z.
me, though. I like that.
no, okay, so that's what
I
she
mean.
rides for all women, but we don't ride for all men, so we don't relate in that way.
Yeah, I don't write for all men.
That's okay.
Matter of fact, if I post something to that nature,
not just women. I want people to be accountable when they should be accountable, and so I think that's where that comes from.
And I want you to be accountable, just like Carl said, because you do have a platform, and especially now that we are connected in this community, that I just want you to. And I'm sorry that I came at you strong. I just want you to think about how maybe
that's the most exciting we had in a while.
Maybe think about maybe how your messaging can be perceived, because you're sitting here telling me like you respect women, and I do feel that from you. Like I don't feel like you're an asshole. If I genuinely felt like that, you would know. I feel that you do, you know, want women to be empowered. So I think that's why the messaging was so disappointing to me, because even though it's a joke to you and you are highlighting the accountability, there's still a part of that messaging that does shame women, whether you want to admit it or not. And that's what I just want you to think about in the future.
For me, like, and I don't want to kill this too hard, right? And then we can go into the hand claps. But I can see the truth in certain things that he put on there.
Yeah.
Because he said people, though, right? I feel like some men need to be held accountable for the bullshit that they be putting up with, and some women do. But I think the problem is that it was a generalization.
Yeah,
and the fact that you held him in that, and you held him in that regard. Not saying that he's
that was out there,
and not saying he's not or is better than that.
He was
just trying to tell a joke.
If there was a post that was opposite, hey, remember, dude, you chose your baby mama, it would have been the same thing, right?
And I might have had the same reaction, because Carl just hit it. For those who don't know me, I do not respond well to generalizations, to stereotypes.
And this is the pod
and
for
that's what I'm going to bring to this space, though, is highlighting different perspectives, highlighting maybe why we shouldn't always do that, or what that can lead to.
Hey.
So
Jeff.
You know,
Jeff be hit my hand claps while you get ready to get that. Don't go into.
I'm always open to being wrong.
I'm just glad we had it. Hey, this was like one of those words where, like, if God could hit pause and do a freeze frame of different outcomes. We chose the right one.
Well, you know, I did pray like 7 times.
Oh,
shit. Now I see why she was praying so hard.
Oh, shit.
Because I knew I was going to feel some type of way, and I didn't want to go over edge, but you really are tugging at me.
Well, let's get it even more interesting.
He's tugging at me.
All right, that random shit to fill in time. If you make someone like apologize to you, do you still
I feel like Lex owes me an apology, honestly.
Wait, I want to get into psychology.
I don't want to make him.
Because if you make somebody apologize to you, does it seem genuine still?
What do you mean by me?
Because here's the thing.
That's the important part. You have to know what do you mean by make.
And you have to
like
also
manipulate.
Because here's the thing.
I feel like it's manipulative to ask somebody for an apology.
But here's the thing.
Because that's a pride thing.
So, but here's the thing. She just said it right now. I think he owes me an apology, and then she explained herself why. And if I've never considered or understood that angle, then I can receive it and be like, you know what, you're right. I apologize.
Yeah.
And if that seemed I would assume that would be more genuine than just
And
like,
that doesn't feel
well,
like
you can't do this
manipulation.
until you say sorry. It's not like you're telling a kid until you apologize for what you did earlier, you can't go play whatever. And they go,
Yeah.
sorry, because you know that's bullshit.
Like
Right,
holding
right.
something over you.
But okay, like even with a spouse or a friend or somebody like that, right? Like you be like, yo, I feel like they need to apologize. That's because you want them to understand where you're coming from more so than anything. But the fact that they may leave the situation alone or like agree to disagree, that is a sign of an apology almost. Because what are you asking for an apology? You're asking for acknowledgement, right? Unless you're being like, hey, look, I need retribution for all these things.
No, I don't think it's even necessarily, for me, an apology isn't always like a reckoning. What I'm always looking for is understanding.
Okay.
So even like right now with Lex, like we might have not have landed exactly in the same spot. I do feel like we landed in a spot of understanding where I could, with Carl's help, thank you, Carl, I was able to understand where he was coming from, and I hope he was able to understand where I'm coming from. So if I don't fuck with you, believe me, I don't need a fucking apology and understanding. I don't need shit. But if you're somebody I value your relationship, I value your perspective, then I do want a little bit of understanding. So I'm willing to have that conversation to try to be understood, and asking for that apology, I think, is just saying, hey, you recognize that understanding. But with that said, I recently rekindled with a best friend that I had a falling out for years ago.
Okay.
And I have been wanting, we did a brief apology. We've
Those are
hung out a
fine.
few times, but we haven't had the deep dive conversation. This was one of my best friends since middle
This
school.
is why I don't think apologies mean anything.
I-
Because you can apologize and still feel the same way like you feeling right
but,
now.
I don't ever
but
let the
I
point
think
at you
that
like that. You
I
just
need
closer to
to
that.
apologize to her more deeply, in depth. And I asked my mom, I said, hey, it feels like our friendship is rekindling. We're going to start spending more time together. Do you think I need to set up a time and space to really apologize and take accountability for my actions? Because I realized really I was wrong. And I want her to understand that I realized how much I fucked up and how much I value her. My mom was like, let it ride. Like, you're in the present. You guys are enjoying yourself. Maybe it's not necessary. Maybe you can just move forward. Like, you don't need to do all that. So
I feel like if we are able to move forward, that is like a all
That
is
is-
forgiven type thing.
Okay.
Like verbally acknowledging something that has, like, I got friends that do this shit. They always
that's
bring
not
up
sweeping shit under the
They
rug.
always bring up old shit that I bring up, but they always bring up old shit.
But it also depends on, like, I didn't mean to cut you off,
Yeah, sorry,
but it's
Carl.
more like
Listen, I've been
someone
waiting.
like me. I feel the need to apologize more than I feel the need to receive one. Like, because I think that's how most people really look for apologies. I don't ever ask for apologies. I don't look for them. And to where the point to sometimes when people apologize and they were 100% wrong, I'll be like, oh, you don't even need to do that.
Really?
Because I think, like you were saying, I'm just we're now at an understanding.
Yeah.
I don't really need the apology. If you have the understanding, I care about that part
I think
more.
I still like the apology because that makes me feel like you respect me. You know, I can sometimes feel disrespected in, you know, disagreements or misunderstandings. So maybe the apology to me is like a level of respect.
Yeah,
Because it's not.
I'm not saying like, please don't do it to me. I'm just saying I don't feel the need
Yeah.
for that exact part as long as I know that we got to the understanding
yeah,
part.
yeah.
But then I also feel if I'm on the other side of it, I do feel like, okay, I need to apologize for this.
Nah, I'm not
because
rolling.
they might need
you
the
want to
apology.
clear the air.
Like, just because
Like
I don't
Like I
need
said,
it.
not sweeping shit under the rug.
Apology is ego.
So but is that not sweeping shit under the rug?
No,
If you just
I
move-
think that if
So
you,
what's the difference?
If you need me to acknowledge something from you because you need me to do that, right? You get what I'm saying? Just like when people say, "Oh, we need an apology from Diddy." Why do I need an apology for Diddy? Right? He did what he did, and he did it under the context of what he did it under. But needing apology is what feeds an ego, right? For example, and the first thing they teach in anger management is acknowledging that not everyone is going to respect you.
Yeah.
If you acknowledge that, that's cognitive behavioral therapy, right?
Yeah.
If you acknowledge that shit, then when it does fucking happen to you, you're supposed to be less angry about
'Cause your
it.
expectations
right? So
are
an
set.
apology is right. Apology after the fact, right? Let's say something stupid like, "Oh, excuse me" or whatever. You turn around, you almost knock something out of somebody's hand. That's really not my fault if I really didn't fucking know. Why am I apologizing?
But in
to you for it?
cognitive therapy, they also teach you to take responsibility for your actions feelings and to acknowledge when you may have.
I like that word better than apology.
And so that's funny.
I acknowledge what you're saying.
That is what
I'll take that over fucking apologize.
That is what I see.
Because I may not be fucking sorry. I'll just acknowledge what
in the
you
club.
So maybe,
I acknowledge I bumped you.
maybe,
I acknowledge I bumped you. I acknowledge I bumped you.
So I think we're all saying the same thing because I think it's just again a language choice. So we're looking. He's looking for understanding. I'm looking for acknowledgement. You're like, I'm willing to acknowledge, but maybe it's not going to be an apology. I'm sorry.
No, I be feeling like that. At this age, I want to just start saying like shit like that to people in their face. Like,
so if you like say something that hurts your wife's feelings and it wasn't your intention.
At the time, it's just not how I was supposed to say it.
So you don't apologize to her? You don't say, hey, babe, like, my bad. I realized the delivery was wrong.
I'd be lying
or the
on this mic if I said
miscommunication.
yes and she'd be punching the speakers in the car.
So
right?
what do you say to acknowledge when you fucked up? How do you like validate her?
We'll have a conversation. Now this is old because it's been a while since we've had an argument of like that type of magnitude. And I don't even mean
like, it could be something small. Like, how do you validate like, oh, you were right, babe?
Oh no, we just shit talking and everybody just go to their respective corner after that shit.
Love languages, different love languages.
Yeah. Well, my mom and dad are like that, and her mom and dad are like that. So we have like the same fucking like learned behaviors or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like you just you get on my nerves, and then you fucking drawn back to it, which goes back to his point where it's like, yo, you signed up, you knew what you were doing.
Whatever works for y'all. You ever seen that when they say, you ever hear two people fight and they don't want to admit that they was wrong, so they want to move past it, so they'll say something random like, hey, was the fridge working when we was in the kitchen?
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it
It's called
happens.
redirecting the conversation.
You know what? You have to allow time and space for that type of like conversation to happen, and like where our fucking life is right now, that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, we're all in routine
like I don't
mode.
like. Do you have a 2-hour conversation in you sometime this week?
Absolutely not.
And if you make time for it, that's because it took over something else that you got going on.
Yeah.
My days of not having shit to do is fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like every day I can find something. Yo, I've been planning a half-ass spray for spiders on my way here. I've been saying that shit for like 3 months. Hey, I got to spray. The rain is gone. Fucking rain been gone for a minute, dog. I'm just.
We all got shit to do.
Fucking ants.
So what, we don't got time to apologize? It don't got to be long, man.
I don't have time to go through the processes of it. Like I think like I mind my P's and Q's good enough right now that I haven't gotten to that magnitude of trouble.
Yeah.
But even if it was, if you're not that like fucking important to me, like in my life, then you're probably not gonna get that shit from me.
That's what I started with. I don't think apology has to do with ego at all. I think apologizing has to do with.
I'm gonna let her rap because I want to do what you got on here first because that's gonna set her off again too. So go
Why
ahead.
you all want to set me off?
Because this is amazing.
I literally just felt myself get grounded.
You
again.
had me question myself, like how I felt because I was in line with him.
My heart was
for the
beating
first
so
time,
fast.
like 5 months. We're like the agreeability pod, right? Like I was like, yo, this is fucking great. I'm glad that she's like challenging me because I had to look up in space a few times. Like, how the fuck do you even defend that? Like, I had to find a way to do so. All right, Lex, you had on here 9 phrases that are red flags to women.
Oh, Lord.
It's not me.
He didn't know he was here. You get to see the real him.
I saw an article.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad you're here and we didn't just do this with us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But then I'm also going to ask him if he's ever said any of these.
Oh, okay. Well,
Where's Della Egg?
I'll tell you if I said
what is it? 9
phrases that women should
take
as a red flag. For. Be like,
as a red flag.
As a red flag.
Okay.
Oh shit! This goes hand in hand with everything that went on today. Here we go. More
you were a red flag this morning.
And they're not in any particular order. All my exes were crazy.
Nah.
Yeah, that's hella a red flag.
Because that means they're not they did nothing wrong. They just been perfect every.
Ding, ding, ding. Look at maybe he's gonna win me back.
I don't even call people crazy though. I don't say crazy, weird, or
He's
nothing
wait a minute,
I like that.
There was something wrong with all of them though. That's why we weren't together.
No, I'll say like there's a reason for on my side. I'll fucking acknowledge whatever their perception of me and what happened. Shit is probably true.
Yeah, but they're saying like the type of dude that's saying this is not acknowledging that they did anything in the equation.
Yeah, those guys have black and miles in their ear would do that. Like for real. Like, she's right. I don't hang with him on the regular. Anybody that doesn't take any accountability.
This would be a man that I would say and be like, all right, all your women are crazy. The competent, like, what are you doing to attract these women, or what's going? Like, there's got to be something more to it.
Those are the guys you don't get past the third. Like, dog, it's the third time we talk about this shit.
That's the kind of guy who I leave in the middle of a date of. I'm like, oh, sorry, somebody's calling. It's an emergency.
All of them.
That rolls into the second one. It's not my fault. Is that the same thing?
I'm glad you struggle with reading.
It's not
too.
my fault, or I don't know if this is one phrase or two phrases put into two.
Okay,
it's not my fault / I'm just unlucky. I guess I'm just unlucky is a red flag because that means
again the same thing.
They don't think that they can control anything. I don't put in the work. It's because it's not me.
Yeah,
I've said that. That I've said because I was unlucky. It just depends on like
well, I'm sure there's certain specific things you can be like, hey, it just wasn't in the cards for me. I feel
like that's for an older gentleman then. You know what I mean? Like somebody who's like 45, 50, like never got married, never had kids and stuff like that.
That's still weird to me. I like dating older men, and so if I met an older man who said that, like, I was just unlucky, I would be like,
That means you asked him why he wasn't married or didn't have kids in the first place. But that's a red. Well, I mean,
and if he's saying I'm just unlucky, yeah, that's a red flag to me.
There we go.
Because if I look at, if you're fuck, let's do it. You're here. Let's do it.
Oh, God.
If you're 39, 40 with no kids and never been married, I'm going to ask what's going on with you. Like as yeah.
Wait, are you talking about as a woman?
Yes.
Okay, wait.
No, not me as a woman. Me as a man saying that too. You want me to?
Hold on. Let me redirect my energy from let's to girl. Let me shift. I like
got
the
you, big dog.
So what I'm saying, if you're 39, 40, and your desire has been to get married or have kids, and you have not,
you better put that part in there.
That's what you should.
No, I like that. That's important.
Obviously, because if there's a medical situation going on,
or you don't want to, or it's a choice, not just a medical.
Anybody like that? Like I don't meet too many eunuchs in my life, right? To be real, like
because you can say the same thing about a dude, right? If you was 39 and you ain't got no kids, you can ask the same question.
I need to know the story.
You can ask the same question.
Or I'm gonna ask you like, yo, what happened? Because the norm, right? Yeah. Norm meaning like 90% of the men I run into like women. 90% of the men that I run into and have these type of conversations, fuck, this is a lot of
it's
like
a high percentage.
A lot of whoop, whoop, whoop. I know that percentage is crazy how they can sound like hella like right wingish. But they like women or they want to have a family in general, even if they were gay. I know gay men that want families.
Okay, what's your point? So you're saying that if a woman,
I'm saying that
it would be a red flag for a woman too?
If from my male straight perspective, if I ran into a woman that was 39, 40, and I was trying to date her or something, you have no kids or never been married,
that might be a red
I'm going to wonder what the fuck is wrong with you.
She was smart.
That might be.
Nah, because sometimes, usually
she was smart, exactly. I love my kids.
Fuck, do I want to
sound like she's living a great life?
Working through things, but in another life, I would have had no kids.
Sounds
no
like she's
husband.
Unfazed.
I would have
unbothered.
I would have lived just with the streets.
Because like somebody who's lived alone for that amount of time, let's say 18, 20 years or whatever, right? Like you're stuck in your ways about certain shit. I know a lot of women like that, right? So it's like, because here's a statement. I didn't coin it, but I've used it.
So you're trying to say that there must be something wrong with women?
She like that shit. This is why she ain't got a man is a statement. You know it. Your homegirl saying it too. Yeah. She ain't got a man for that reason alone. And whatever it is, it's her reason.
And I think that she don't got a man is the same as a guy being like, I'm unlucky. So I want to it is hard for me to hear what you're saying because I know that some women, especially in nowadays, they make that choice to tap into their career, tap into traveling,
more
tap
so
into
than ever.
Entrepreneurship, tap into building wealth, which God bless them. A different life that would have been me. So I don't think that inherently we should believe that there's something wrong with a woman. And now that I'm saying that, a man. So I get what you're saying, so I understand though, because if a man was single and saying all this shit, I would be a red flag. And if you're saying the same thing, that's why she don't got a man, I can understand how that could be a red flag. But we just got to be again that generalization. When you're more evolved,
you can ask that second question. I think naturally you'd be like, okay, because of societal norms.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't got no kids, and then the evolved you will go down and be like, all right, well, there could be a million different reasons.
Exactly.
Let's not make any assumptions.
Recognizing
and let's not assume this
bias.
and that. Because right now, I need people to show me you're crazy. I'm going to give you the benefit. I'm not going to call you crazy until you show it to me.
Yeah.
So if you're 45 and you ain't got no kids, I'm just going to assume, because I can flip it. Like I said, sounds like she's smart.
Yeah, literally.
And I will just treat you that way unless you start showing me a bunch of shit where I'm like, you know what? Maybe this
that's
bitch
why
ain't
that
got no
bitch ain't
kids.
got no man.
No, but I can see if you're out, like actually, like outside, going on dating apps and shit, trying to find a partner or whatever, and you say that, like, okay, you're trying, because you could just. Here's the thing: very low in probability, but you can have very bad luck. You could have had a social anxiety about like dating and all these things. You could have had a traumatic experience. I understand that piece. Right? And so by saying something's wrong with you, yeah, there is something wrong with me and I'm trying to work on it. I get it. That's where you were missing. You would have stumped me if you used that. I don't mean to show you my moves though. But
I can't.
but if that was the case, I understand that. Right? But then that means that like a better word. What happened for you to get to this place? Because I feel like we all in some point want some companionship, and where do you seek it from? So why is it that you don't have kids, you're not married or in a long-term relationship? Like what would be the reasoning for that?
But we don't ask men that.
God.
We don't ask successful men that are fucking multimillionaires.
We don't have a time clock.
We're not like, oh,
We don't have
why
a
don't you have a
biological time
wife
clock.
and why don't you have kids? Because we recognize that they wanted to focus on their grind. So
And it's okay for us to have bitches. They can't have bitches. 'Cause they get looked at
Excuse
crazy.
me?
That was the
You
word.
know what I mean?
No, I don't.
It's societal norms be like, oh, you can go, you don't need companionship because all you guys want to do is run around and be hoes.
Yeah, like we can fuck, we can have casual
But
sex.
but if a women's doing it, then everyone's looking at them crazy.
No, that's over with.
But you know what I mean?
That's not over with.
It's not
I
all
can't
the way.
go. You think I could get online here and
Are
be
you
like, yeah, I'm
kidding
fucking
me? Wait a minute, are we
everybody.
serious?
I'm over here fucking
Like
different
the
dudes
whole
every.
sexy red Nicki Minaj, like this whole era
As
is
a
not
regular
cool?
ass woman, if I came on here saying that I was a hoe and I was fucking different type of guys,
I feel like that
do
shit
you
is
think
so
that people would praise me?
No,
I
but
think
I'm
that
saying
shit is
if
so
I'm not getting
desensitized.
praised
if she
for
didn't
that.
have kids and she was doing the career thing, and it's just like, oh, well, I have a bunch of dudes
That
that
I'm
I can get my
fucking,
rocks off or
exactly.
whatever it is.
I think-
people are gonna look at her different than if we said it.
I think our vice president can get that shit off if she wanted to, for at least for the younger folk. 40 years from now, shit like that's not gonna matter. It only matters because our
No,
parents'
but you're
generation
the
is
one
still
that
here.
brought up the companionship piece.
And you're a
Yes.
man. What the fuck do you know what it's like living as a woman? Like, and
I
you're,
don't. Like, you trying to walk me into that one? Trying to
Well,
walk
like
me
you
into
understand,
that?
like it's no big deal. You're right. The double standard is shifting. Women are getting a little bit more empowered. It's becoming, I guess, a little bit more empowered to be a promiscuous woman if you want. However, let's not get it twisted. There is still a huge double standard about women's promiscuity compared to
yeah,
men.
that's like saying
what
racism died
realm-
because we
and
had a
what-
black
Boys,
president.
men
And what
are like players and women are hoes for the same acts. That still exists.
There are male hoes too now. There's a whole rhetoric right now, and I told y'all this earlier that I missed my whole like WNBA getting flown out phase. Like I could have got flown out. If that shit was dope 10 years ago, fuck, man, we would have been lit, dog. like for real. She hated that I kept saying that, for real. Oh my god. But yo, you went to University of Florida, you got that NIL money, you want to fly me and Lex out? Shit, we out there.
To do what?
Pack our bags.
Wait, one girl wanted to fly both of us out there?
Nah, the whole team.
No.
Oh God, these guys had their big today. It's Father's Day. My guys are feeling themselves today.
The whole team.
No, I just didn't understand what she wanted. She wanted both of us. Like
Nah,
she,
the whole team. Yo,
She wanted the
making
DP.
sure she wanted both of them. She wanted,
Yeah,
you
whole
want both
team.
of us?
I'm reversing roles right now. I would have took that shit, man. For real. I feel
100%.
like women think that like we would not give up certain things. Maybe white men, like the right wing dudes, but like the culturally, like cool man, there's certain shit that like I would give up.
Like what?
To have the freedom. When men tell you like, oh, you can't take care of me, I ain't gonna let no woman do blah blah blah. They be letting that shit happen. You know how many dudes I know that let women take care of them?
Oh, absolutely.
All the other shit is just
Do you know how
because
many
like
men I've taken care of?
That's what I'm trying to.
Shit.
It's a front like, oh,
God.
I'm ferocious. Like fuck no. I know a bunch of dudes that live off of women, and that's a cool thing now. Right?
It's not a cool thing.
Hey, I would take being a matriarch of my household really quick if I could. Dead ass. Maybe it's just my profession or some other shit. But hey, look, the homie's a stay-at-home dad right now. He
There's
called me
nothing
every
wrong
time
with
he with his kid. I don't want to say if it was a boy or girl because I don't want nobody to know what the fuck I'm talking about. Right?
Good.
But he spent a lot of time with his kid, and it's
Yeah.
like, damn.
That's amazing.
Flip.
I
Yeah,
love that.
He hates it. But it's like, yo, you sound
Because
like
that shit's hard as fuck.
you sound like, my mom, like when she had the whole shit down. And you got some more phrases that you want to give us?
I don't need to read books because I got the internet.
Ew.
I agree with that. I had an epiphany the other day.
You agree with which part? That is a red flag, or that you don't got to read books?
I honestly think that books are stupid.
Oh my Lord.
If there were digital recording devices back then, we would not need books.
You literally retain information more by reading. It's like scientifically proven that
I don't do audiobooks for that reason.
Reading text.
That's because your senses, because of your mind. It's like so, you don't get to experience your senses.
It doesn't matter why. It matters it's a fact. And that's why you need to read instead of just hearing.
I'm telling you right now that if
that's meme culture. You're contributing to short little fucking 3-minute reads that highlight all the.
I know where the mistake is. You guys are taking what I'm saying as like, oh, it's not better. Right? What I'm saying is if they had recording devices back then, nobody was going to spend 5 or 6 years fucking writing books and shit.
You don't know that.
What the fuck?
Because we have recording devices now. People still spend time writing books.
People don't write. People are not reading at the same rate.
You said writing.
Same thing. Reading, writing, the whole fucking
thing. And people are still putting books out.
The book business is booming. You know, I mean, there's
now, audiobooks
are an all-time high.
Audiobooks are a thing.
Actually reading because if
I don't know. I will look into it. I'll follow back.
I'm like, yo, newspapers is dying right now.
If books are up, it's because of the audiobook interjection, which is helping his point out.
That's an actual fact that you know for
that's
sure.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no way that books in general are at all-time high because they wouldn't have just announced at Costco, we're going to stop selling these except for the holiday, and there wouldn't be Barnes and Noble still be thriving.
There's books. You can buy books everywhere. Books are not going out of business.
I understand that, but they've been hit. Now, I think when it comes to books in general, a big chunk of those sales keeping them holding on are the audiobook portion.
But how would that be true if there's still physical bookstores? How would somewhere like Barnes and Noble? How would there still be storefronts?
The mom and pop books store is pretty much dead.
And they can make these books a lot faster than what they used to back in the day.
It's pretty much dead at this point. Amazon had to go from being just a bookstore to doing everything because they needed to diversify because books wasn't going to cut it.
You think books are profitable still?
I mean, this isn't a hill I'm willing to die on, honestly. I realized I was getting defensive. I'm like, whatever.
I'm not even a fucking author.
I think reading is important. Don't fucking miscrew this. I don't want y'all to do that shit to me. What I'm saying is, all I'm saying is that if we could do the shit that we're doing right now, people would opt for the audio and visual experience. It's just a human thing.
It might be true. But I'm still saying that if a man is saying that I don't read books, I only read the internet, I'm not fucking him. That's a red flag.
All right,
so
fellas,
if you want to get fucked, read books.
Read
books.
Do you read books
all the time?
Yeah,
he's getting.
I had a stretch.
I literally don't read
I had a stretch when I first became a dad.
It's crazy.
I had a stretch.
You should have them on display because I know if I see books on display in a man's
house. No, you do
house,
like older men.
I'm like, yeah.
I like older men.
She does.
Oh.
I mean, I like all men.
Right when she said that, I fucking thought of Idris Elba's house.
I've been an old man for.
Shit.
He got books on the fucking. My mom just brought an Obama book and set it on the table. I was like, yo, what the?
I love that.
No, I just that type of house. That's that old school black house decoration. You just put a book down there, we're gonna fucking read. You know what I mean? If my wife said it, she's like, all the shit on Obama, I can Wikipedia it.
But books,
hey, I'll tell you what.
The books you put out.
Because I read that book. That book's long as fuck, and it's even longer because when you can't help but to read it in his voice, and he talks a little slower. And he's like, damn, dog, it's taking me fucking forever to get through.
But I think it's kind of cool that feature that the author reads it in his voice. Like
I've never done an audiobook before.
Oh, like Kevin Hart's. I read mainly, but I like audiobooks too. Like Kevin Hart's book, hearing it in his voice. It's kind of cool to hear it in the voices.
I stopped doing the display all the shit I read because I'm like such a minimalist. I just I don't need this stuff here. Yeah. I read it, so I put it in the take a book, give a book.
Oh,
little
I love
joints.
those. Yeah. But it's a good conversation piece, and it's nice to it's kind of like a statement.
I understand that, but also
I'm just saying you should bring them back.
In my hand class whenever you're ready.
Oh, you don't want the other ones?
No, that's taking a long time. Nothing wrong with it. Just it's beautiful to have 3 people here because now I don't even have. If y'all can tell, I've been letting y'all fucking rock.
Can you hear that?
So I read my fucking books for 10 minutes. Clearly,
read them in week. She said, "Yo, what are we gonna talk about today? We just did an hour and 5 full of shit, and I didn't think she was gonna get off in your ass like that for 20 minutes earlier too. That was amazing.
No fucking lubrication. She ain't buy me dinner first. She got me the. I didn't.
She did.
Maybe I needed the muscle milk.
I mad because muscle milk was dinner.
I needed the muscle milk.
I did. I was trying to pump you up.
40 milligrams of protein, baby.
I told you you were going to catch the verbal fade today.
I recently had a late birthday hangout session with a guy friend of mine. Since it was his birthday a few days ago, I bought him a gift. I saw this shirt online and I immediately thought it was cool for him to have. And I'm sure we'll get a laugh over it. It was a shirt with the frog and a cowboy hat with dyslexic. I cannot say the word. Dyslexic with a big dick written underneath it. As I'm sure you could gather, he himself is dyslexic, so I thought it was suitable. When we hung out, I gave it to him and he loved it. And it was stupid as hell and we laughed like I expected. After we both went home, he put the shirt on the story and tagged me saying thank you. However, my boyfriend saw it and asked me if I didn't see anything wrong with it. I said no. What do you mean? He continued by saying that the text on the shirt made him uncomfortable as he is my friend and I'm joking about his penis size. I responded by saying that I really didn't think of it that way, and I got it mostly because it said dyslexic on it. Am I in the wrong?
Dyslexic big dick. What's the saying? Say again on the shirt.
It says it had a frog with a cowboy hat on. It said dyslexic with a big dick, or it said dig big. That got me. It was like an eye twister. It said dig big.
But he's dyslexic, so you read it backwards, so big dick. That's the joke.
Yes, that's the dyslexic with the big dick with a frog and a cowboy hat on it. No frog.
I'm gonna let you two go first, and then I'm gonna chime in.
I get where he's coming from because it's a perception thing. Mm-hmm. Do I think that I would police something like that? Not necessarily.
Would you say anything to your significant other?
Because you know what, and even to that person, I heard some shit was said to me this week where I was like, oh, like you really fishing like for something, and I won't get into any like crazy descriptors. Yeah. It's not her. Yeah, right, that said it, but like I was
motherfuckers be baiting,
and I was like, oh, like you trying to get me, and that's low hanging fruit to me.
Exactly.
And I was like, yo, you know what? You got it. Like I'm not going. Because
I'm entertain it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because what that person said to me would have dug at anybody. I think it would have dug at him too, but again, he probably would have took the same route that I just took right now. And I'm trying to be more Lex in my approach about shit.
Yeah.
Having balance, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have that one.
Did you respond, or you just you let it ride? You didn't say shit.
No, I brought up other points. See, my other thing is too now. I'm gonna stop yelling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop yelling. I'm gonna stop cussing. Like even with this person, I was like, yo, man. At the end of the day, no matter how long it take, we just gonna have to keep working this shit out.
Yeah.
Right. And so with that being fucking said, like, yo, you say what you want. I'm just letting you know that, like, what you said. My old response to that would have been this, but I'm trying to be better than that. Hey, people hate that shit. Don't act better than me in front of me.
They want you to be the old
Nobody likes you to
act like Dr. Dre said, motherfuckers.
Nah, you know what you right, and you back in his good graces, right? But what it also reminded me of was Sorry to Bother You with Lakeith Stanfield or whatever. And he was like, nah, brother, you have a good day. Nah, you have a good day. Like, yo, don't out good day me, bro. I'm trying to I'm trying to be brother polite right here. So in this instance, I ain't gonna really trip about that.
To go back to jail.
I see why he's upset though, because it depends. The age, he said, they 19 and 18.
That's what it is. So
little ego.
I think this all comes from how secure you are with yourself and your relationship.
Yeah.
Because if you secure, there ain't no amount of like interaction that's gonna rattle me.
I want to know what that security looks like for both of y'all. Go ahead.
But I'm saying, like, if you're not secure, then it's like, because it's like, it's you either so for this specific example, he's either insecure because
his dick is little.
One, two, or he's like, she's seen his dick before, and he's a threat, and he can take her from me. That's where it come from.
Okay.
On just the male animal kingdom shit.
And insecurity is not attractive or
male
sexy.
Insecurity is crazy, and I feel like when I catch myself getting insecure, I'll be like, come on now. Yeah. Even if I have every right to be insecure for whatever the specific situation, I'm like, no.
Who offers you that security?
Because
you or your partner, or both?
But I grew up on Snoop Dogg, right? So I know, like, there's no reason. If she was able to be taken from you, she was never yours to begin with. Right?
Exactly.
So it's like, hey, you know the name of your game. Your bitch chose me. And I'm like, I just got to live with that. And it's crazy thinking that I was doing that at like 6 and 7 years old. like, oh, I'll know what that means one day. And I was like, this is what he means.
Yeah.
And, you know, so for him, but you're 19, all right, maybe you didn't have no OGs. I don't know what it is, but that's where it comes from.
I think if she was in front of you, you'd feel a different way.
If she was in front of me.
I've seen you get into your, like, all right, man. Like, I've seen you.
Those are for jokes, though.
Yeah, but it'd be a moment where you'd be like, oh, like, it's the fact that you recognize the moment and it's not like passing
because
by
I've been
you.
insecure before.
Right. I guess, yeah. I wasn't trying to slam home a point.
But
on
it's not. You don't even necessarily have to be insecure because you think this person
like
is a
visually
threat
seeing something
or whatever. You're just like, hey, we ain't good right now. We vulnerable to where she could just.
You know, and I'll speak as from the woman's perspective, right? And I think this question is actually interesting. Because I could see myself in this place. I am a woman who is around a lot of men. You know, I have a few men best friends. I went to barber school. I'm now surrounded by you two. You know, I'm very charming. So I could see where it could be a slippery slope, but that's where I look for that confident man. Like I've always told all of my men, at the end of the day, you know I'm going home to you. I'm fucking you. So if you see me having a conversation or interacting with anybody, and obviously I'm within bounds of being respectful, then you should never feel some type of way. So I don't think she's in the wrong. However, I want to look at it through the lens, and I'm trying to think, okay, if my husband gave one of his homegirls, he has a best girlfriend, a shirt that said big titties, like would I feel some, bomb pussy, big titties, pussy bomb?
Those are two different things, though. I think you should be a lot more concerned about one of those than the other one.
But I mean, they're both vulgars. They're both highlighting a body part, big dick, bomb pussy, whatever, big titties. Would I
the
feel?
way my mom looked back
I'm
and
so
somebody
sorry.
if somebody gave you a shirt that said bomb pussy, you like, hold up.
That should be my shirt, okay? Dude, I told my husband the other day, I was like, you got me fucked up. I'm funny, I'm smart, I'm cute, I'm beautiful, and I got bomb pussy.
Ooh, shit, talk
Don't
shit.
play me.
Oh my God, I'm fucking crying right
Lord,
now, man.
I just told you I'd be forgetting sometimes we recorded.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
But no, my point is, like, I don't want to support my man in being insecure, but as a partner in a relationship, I want to be able to look at both sides. So if my husband came at me and said, hey, this made me feel uncomfortable because I trust you, but maybe it gives that person the wrong idea, I would be willing to think a little bit more moving forward in the future. Now, if he came at me like crazy, like, oh, you've seen his dick, you want to fuck him, you blah, 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 blah.
That's different.
Then I'm about to be like, your little dick is showing, you're being insecure.
But if you did see his
dick, that's wild.
No, but if you did see it and you bought him the frog shirt and I knew,
I'd
be like, all right, that's kind of crazy. That changes it. I would side with him on it.
I've seen some of my friends' dicks, and it doesn't mean I want to see them in the future.
Oh no, you deserve all the wrath that he's getting out here. If your husband has said that to you, I'm on his side if he's listening. There's no fucking way, because I can't get that shit off. Like you said, I can't get that shit off. So it's like, oh yeah, you seen his meat? Like, oh, hey, I don't even get a big dick shirt for my birthday, but he gets one just get the birthday.
I have a good friend.
I get a you mean well shirt. He means well. He gets the big dick shirt.
I'm like, but baby, what's that?
No,
you don't unload the dishwasher.
Hey, both of y'all wear your shirt at the next gathering.
Look, I'll get matching. I'll get the matching ones. Make it fair.
Shit, that's
you get him
crazy.
You get him the Motion in the Ocean shirt.
Yeah, I get let's move on.
That's funny as hell. Hit the hand claps, man. How much time we got? Is it time to get up out of here? Well, all right, we'll do 3 facts because I already know what we got. Hand clap it up. All right, fun facts. Eating 2 burgers is healthier than eating a burger and fries.
Yeah, I read that a few weeks or a long time ago.
How'd you feel about that?
It made sense. It was unfortunate because I really love fries.
I think fries have a lot of saturated fat.
These are true facts?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, the place that I got it from, they're all according to studies, like legitimate studies. I just didn't put the name in there. I didn't feel like citing that shit.
Good fact checking.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, hey, I think that's right. You know, the potatoes. I eat potatoes a lot though because
that's all I got.
I love potatoes.
well, because I don't eat meat like a lot. So
Yeah,
a
same.
potato's a good source of energy
Exactly.
if you need and feeling full real fast.
Exactly.
I have to. It's
So I
in
eat a
my
lot of
DNA.
greenery too. Yeah, you're
I
Irish.
didn't know that you didn't eat. I don't eat pork or beef, and I
Sister.
occasionally eat poultry and seafood.
He's with you. He gave
That
you a
devil
fist
meat
here.
right there.
Yeah. No, I pork I've now stayed away from. I used to eat it when I was a kid. My mom don't really. She'll cook pork chops every once in a while. I
Yeah.
think still. You still cook pork chops?
I haven't cooked pork chops in years.
Okay,
years.
but
Yeah,
this
Mom
was the
said
only
no.
place that I would eat it at.
Oh, okay.
Bacon is out the window because, and that actually started before I stopped eating meat because I looked at the saturated fat content on the bottom. I was like,
I
fuck
love
this.
that.
So yeah, pork is pretty much out of my shit. But yeah, I don't eat like meat during the week just so that I can make more healthier choices. And something about meat and what you serve it with comes with whole ass meals that make me feel tired.
Yeah.
So I don't.
You don't eat a lot of meat either?
Yeah, I'm kind of like on the same shit.
We're
yeah.
all not meat eaters?
No, that's not true. I eat a lot of meat.
I
But
eat meat.
Oh.
we just try to compensate, like during the week. So just in
Yes.
case, because we got young kids. They always got a birthday party, some bullshit. So
Exactly.
it's like I might go crazy.
Okay. So you save it.
Like I just more the same thing I said about the ice cream. I'm not gonna bring it in my house.
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
it.
But when I go to a party, like
You're
or
indulged.
whatever, oh shit, we got the wings is out.
You're
Of course, I'm
enjoy
gonna get some
yourself.
wings.
Yeah.
And meat
All
is
the
expensive.
time.
Like the price of meat is
Right.
fucking crazy. When I got out the game, it was like $60 for 2 weeks worth of meat. I haven't bought meat at a store
Joe
in,
ain't
in
fit-
about 4 or 5 years. though.
Yeah. I buy in
crazy.
very small packaging here and there.
Yeah, I don't even go to that aisle. That's great. She does all the shopping, but even if we did, I wouldn't go
Must
there.
be
I'd find
nice.
some other shit. So yeah, well, teamwork. You know, there's other things that I do.
I do a few
Yeah,
things.
there's other things that I do.
We'll leave that alone.
She hates that.
He don't take out the trash either.
Oh, what the fuck is up with you, dog?
You don't take out the
hey,
trash?
Yo, what's wrong with you?
Wait, what?
I
Yo,
thought she might really have a
That's
field
crazy.
day with that one.
Now I have to explain that because we had a whole podcast
Wait,
on
you
that.
don't take out the trash
No,
ever?
so she doesn't like the time that I take out the trash. Right? There hasn't been a time where I fucking missed it, but like she just does it. Like
yeah,
literally.
she takes the initiative. I take out the trash a lot.
Yeah, but
way more than my
But
husband.
even it, because y'all can, and I can see it in both of y'all. Like it's the type like, hey, can you go get the ladder? And they have a meme on that. Like, hey, can you get the ladder? Yeah, I'm gonna go get it in a minute. If I'm sitting there chilling, here you go walking across with the
And
ladder in hand, looking
I
at me.
knew I fucked with her. I felt the energy.
And I was just
exactly.
like, yo, if you gonna do that, then just all right.
They said, hey, if your girl ever says, hey, when you have time, just start putting your shoes on right now.
Immediately.
That means you chilling is like fucking with them.
Nah,
when you get some
why
time-
do you get to chill when I have 17 more tasks to do?
Oh,
I don't
shit.
understand that.
Maybe I finished my 17 tasks.
I promise you.
Excuse me,
I promise
there
you.
are tasks.
Hey, and she hate when I
I'm
do
kidding.
this.
I'm not that
Okay.
type of
But
dude.
I'll
I'm just saying.
wait. Yo, if I if I go to baseball practice for 2 hours and I'm fucking coaching, and look, and I'm with our kids, like, yo, you gotta give me the same points.
Okay, if you're taking on all of that responsibility, then yeah, I can hold down the
Baseball,
house.
golf, the whole nine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and matter of fact, my wife is learning how to play right now. Today,
I
she
love
finally
that.
left today and was like, yo, like this was fun.
She
I
about to
love
hit
that.
you. She about to hit you with
Bro,
the
she hit the
hey,
ball in
I
the air
got
consistently all
No,
day.
she about to
I'm
leave
trying
you
to go
for a
with you
tea
guys.
time.
I'm about to invite myself sometime. I
I
want to go
told her
with
to
you
join
guys.
the women's group.
Yeah.
Like I told her because she's at the point now where if she could just stick to what I've been telling her and just do it and get good at that part, she could play with the women's
Maybe
group.
I should ask her if she wants to go out sometime.
She had a chip in birdie today. Shit was fucking crazy
What's
from
that?
like 40.
You was
she
hating?
was like 40 yards. Yeah, I was. Because it's like, yo, it's like your seventh time.
I heard it
my
the way-
seventh time,
the way
nobody
you
got to
said it.
help
You
me.
said it?
The way you
I was
said
fucking
it.
hating. Hell yeah. Like I told her, I said, yo, that's hate. She laughed, but I was like,
Well, you should be proud
of myself, yeah. It's
No,
like, yo, like
It's because of me
Okay.
you get that
of the
motherfucking
skill
bird.
I've given her.
Because when I
What
told
the
her
hell?
the homies don't talk to you like that when you play, it's almost like, yo, go figure that shit out. So it took me like 16 years to get to this point where I can fucking
Why
explain it to
wouldn't
somebody.
you give her that wealth? Why wouldn't you want to just
No,
pour
she
that
gonna
into
get it, but she gonna know where it came from. I did all that reading, talking about books and shit. I did the reading on that motherfucker. Who we talking about?
You gonna give me my credit?
She did a great
okay?
job of listening and implementing. I mean,
Okay.
yo, coach is coach.
She's
players play.
coachable? She's
Yeah,
coachable?
absolutely. No, well, yeah, we're working on that.
Lift up your woman, man. Just let her
Lift-
overtake it. Just let her have it.
Thank
Nah, she got that.
you.
She won't even say that. That like 2 weeks ago, she hit me with the way you're fucking talking to me about this shit. Like you're sounding irritated in your voice, and I'm like, yeah, because like it's what men do. We criticize when we talk. Like this is how we. No, this shit don't work. So then today,
doesn't.
I just found another way to say the shit that I was
And
saying.
wow,
and
it
it
hit
worked.
it?
And I was like, "Where's the thank you though?" Nah,
Okay.
fuck that. No, because the
That's
way I
ego.
sounded.
Why are you pushing this?
Why
so
you
Someone
want
I
the
want to
thank you?
apologize-
That's ego.
Yeah. You're dead ass right. You're right. You're fucking right.
But I love that you you received that. Hold on, I want to give you your flowers real quick.
No, I was just making sure I knew the second one.
She
Go ahead.
told you, you know.
I'm starting to pick up on these cues. Go ahead.
she told you, I didn't like the way, that came out. And even though you felt like this is how it came out, whatever, the next time you delivered it to her in a way that she could receive it. And that's meeting people where they're at. And like you said earlier, you're like, I'm done yelling, I'm done cussing. And so I just want to say I'm proud of you and I appreciate you.
I ain't
doing all
completely
that.
done. I'm just trying to be mindful. There's a chance that shit will slip out.
It's called positive reinforcement. You know it. I'm positively reinforcing the behavior I want to continue to
He said
see.
he didn't say all that.
Look at. Okay, I love both of you guys. You're both gonna get
Hey,
your
if he ain't
flowers.
shit was a person, a way of saying it the nice way, he ain't say all that is crazy, man. All right, all right, two more.
Okay.
People are twice, and he gonna love this. People are twice as likely to spend more money when they're using a card than cash.
Yeah, because it hurts more when you see it. You see it physically. Like, yeah, it's like a scientific. Oh, it hurts letting this go because I felt like I went and did the work. I pulled it out the ATM. Like, this is mine. This means something.
Holding your final 80 versus seeing your final 80
is different.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
I don't know what it is. If I can hold my 80, it just don't feel that.
Because there's only 4 more turns and then it's gone.
Oh shit! If I can hold my final $80 versus like seeing it, yeah, you're right.
Like out of sight, out of mind, right?
Change fucks me up too.
What do you mean? I love paying with exact change. I get straight joy from that.
I used to pay in all change.
We like
that too?
Y'all should have started the pod like
No,
this.
not exact change. All change.
I've been there.
Same.
No, but yeah, it is out of sight, out of mind because most people, like if I say how much you got in your bank account right now, you probably don't know it to the penny. So when you're just doing that, but if you have your $100, you'd be like, oh, and you just got like a few ones left. You're like, damn, it's only noon. I got a whole day left. I don't know what I'm doing here.
You started with the day?
Well, that's
or whatever it
There's
is.
been times where I've had a week of $80, man. And I've learned not to live like that ever again, too.
Oh, I can't wait to not
when
live
you
like
go up
that
in the
anymore. Paycheck
household-
to paycheck. Ugh.
When it's the 4th of the month and you tell me you got $25 until...
But you have some savings.
No.
No way.
None.
Ooh, let's
At
not
this
put her
point
out there.
in my life, none. Yeah, right? Just throw me out there. But, I mean, if most people know my story. You know?
You don't have to tell it here. We
Well,
don't have to.
well, we can
We'll
say
get
that
your
for
story in
another
little
time.
pieces.
Yeah.
When it comes up.
When I say, I'm not saying for, but you have something in case something happens.
No. I would be
He's really
fucked.
trying to get you there.
But remember, so I guess we should do a little context. I'm coming back from being homeless, from being unhoused, which was in 2022. So every dollar that I'm earning, my husband's earning, we started from ground zero.
Okay.
So everything's going towards just trying to maintain and stay afloat that we haven't even had the opportunity to save. But I know that my story is very common to I think like 65% of Americans that they don't have savings and they live paycheck to paycheck. We live paycheck to paycheck.
And I
we
think
are in
I'm
that
trying to
predicament.
get him to understand that more now is that what you have isn't necessarily the norm. So if anything, you should actually feel better. Like, you like to pat yourself on the back every now and then. You
Just
should
the white
do
man
that.
telling me to feel grateful.
You should feel
not
not
should.
grateful.
Not
grateful.
grateful,
It's
proud.
not grateful.
joke.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
not,
Proud of
it's not
himself.
grateful,
My
but
bad.
proud that you put yourself in that
Exactly.
position because it's not
It's
to
not
you. It's like this
easy.
seems logical. It seems like maybe more or less, for lack of a better term, easy to do, but it's not necessarily that easy to a bunch of people or.
The circumstance
Not easy
doesn't
or
allow it.
circumstances make it to where I just can't do that.
Yeah.
And to
Right,
where
yeah.
it's like whatever it might be. So right now she's on a climb back. So it's like I know what to do. I just right now I gotta
literally,
do
exactly.
I gotta do whatever, right?
I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul.
So for whatever reason it does bunch up to the majority of people. It's like, hey, this is what it is. I can't. And you see it in these numbers. You can't retire. I can't retire. I gotta work till I die for a reason.
I still can't retire either.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
You saying I got a few more months left than
but
y'all?
do you say I have to work till the day I die? Because the majority of people say
but not
that.
even that deep. There's
I
a,
think
there's
that
a psychology.
we live in San Diego. One of the articles
They were
I
saying
had
that
on there-
before all this was happening.
I know, but we are now one of the top 10 expensive cities in the world,
and one of the most
they have us up there with
house.
Japan.
I understand
And
that,
I thought Japan
but
was like
this
the
sentiment
worst.
lasted way before this was a fact.
Yeah, for sure.
And it doesn't, and it happens in not just San Diego. This is a thing.
This is a national.
Doesn't matter where
this is
you're
a
at.
national.
It's
a national.
So this
problem.
is your 65% that you're talking about? Is that people live like this?
I would. I need to come back with the exact stats.
65%
but yes.
sounds low for paycheck to paycheck to me, but
No, it's
but
across the
zero
board.
savings.
That sounds
maybe.
high to
Zero.
me.
No.
Zero
no.
saving. No, I mean low.
I
Like
would
it should be higher.
confidently say that more than half of Americans don't have savings, and more than half of Americans
So you
are
think
living
that-
paycheck to paycheck.
So you're under the belief that more than 50% of Americans have $0 in their savings account
Yes,
right now.
and I
Negative
would be
net
willing
worths
to
and
come
everything.
back with factual stats from reputable.
Do you know
sources.
if you have zero debt and
Not speaking to you, right? But I think that that's a lifestyle thing.
well, whatever it could be, it is a lot of that too. But you know, if you have zero debt and $10 in your pocket, you're in the top 5% of the world as far as net worth.
Well, like in places like one of my best friends, she's from Africa, and they don't have credit. Everything is all cash. So she would say that she considers her people more wealthy than wealthy Americans because they got houses and cars and iPhones, but it's all bought on credit. Where she's like, my people own their land, own their house. They even own their iPhone because they pay everything with cash. So maybe they're not living as lavishly, but they're also not living off of credit, So I don't know if it's a lifestyle. I know that it's a lot of circumstance and that poverty, especially generational poverty, isn't a choice.
You gonna Lil Wayne us?
To be fair,
I get what you're saying.
There's been a lot of initiatives trying to establish credit and because I used to do a lot of microfinance, and they used to do a lot of that targeting Africa because they said trust me, Africa would take credit if they could get it.
Yeah.
Right? It's more of they just need people to believe in it.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these microfinancing companies, they focus on third world countries and women because they have the least access to credit.
Do we think credit is empowering for people, or do
I
we
think
think
for
that
people
it's
that
actually literally can
I think
put
credit-
restrictions on people?
I think credit can do that, but I think if you understand credit, it can empower you.
It can be empowering.
Because if you understand how to build credit and use other people's money to make a way for your own and make a way for others, make your family or lift a bunch of people up by the understanding
But if you choose to only
of it.
pay by cash, and
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
But why should you be penalized? So for
I don't think you should be penalized. I'm not saying they're penalized. I'm just saying that people. I think it's just a school of thought. I can understand the wanting to live debt free and pay everything. If I don't got the cash for it, I can't buy it. This and that.
Yeah.
Because most people that you're talking about, they're talking about buying stuff that isn't an asset.
Yeah.
It's I'm buying stuff, but hey, I bought it with
not an
cash, so it's
investment.
nothing.
Yeah.
But when you can buy assets or things that generate more money
Mm-hmm.
and have it pay for itself, and then let the money that makes buy your luxuries. So I buy all a
That's a
bunch of
resource.
assets, and I let my assets buy my luxuries. I don't buy luxuries with my
A
money.
lot of people don't know
We-
the difference between good credit and bad.
Yeah, there's only a couple
Exactly.
pieces of good credit.
Learn that.
Because credit only exists in
and-
capitalistic
Well,
societies.
and I
such
fell
as
into
our
that
own.
trap. I'm 35 years old, and I've never had a credit card because I grew up paycheck to paycheck with a
Right.
sole parent, and I was scared of falling into a trap where I would, because I lived in poverty, that maybe I would take advantage and not be able to pay it back. But now that
And
not
happens.
having a credit,
that makes total sense why you would do
and
that.
not
to me,
having
too.
credit established is also what contributed to me
Exactly.
becoming homeless because nobody wanted. I would automatically
that-
be disqualified for many apartment complexes and houses because I don't have a credit
That's
score.
why it's important because
So it's like,
you go
but
through
that's
the
what
school.
I meant by people being penalized,
Right.
where it's like I don't have a bunch of debt, but I don't have a bunch
and
of
that's
credit.
why
and I
that's
kinda
why the
got
school
fucked in
that's
the
why the
end.
school system needs to be reformed because you go through school and you
Yeah,
go
that's what
through
I'm
school
learning.
and you get A's and B's and oh, this is my report card. There's no report. You know what your report card is when you're an adult? Your credit score.
Yeah.
Because of things like that.
Yeah.
Because all the big shit you need to do, they're running your credit or they're asking you for whatever. So
And
if you don't
your
have
parents teaching you or the school
and when
system,
you're early on in life, it's a catch-22 at credit. It's kind of like getting your job where they want experience. Well, how the fuck am I supposed to get experience if I never have a job?
And that's how I
That's
found
how
out.
the credit card companies treat you.
Yeah.
And so it's important to establish it later. But if you're coming from families that don't teach you that, because
Exactly.
they didn't have it, and the cycle's just repeating,
Exactly.
then you
fall into the
unfortunately
credit trap.
you can come into situations unfortunately like your own.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, like I'm not a bad person. I'm not frivolously doing all this bullshit.
Yeah.
But just because of this fact, this circumstance that
It
it
drastically
just kind of happened,
impacts my life.
it really messed something up, right?
Yeah.
What are your children?
I have a 10-year-old daughter. I'm sorry, almost 12-year-old daughter, and my twins will be 2 in July.
Okay. You can start establishing credit for them as you learn.
I've been hearing that. I've
Yeah.
heard that, like, that's, yeah.
What's your credit score? Because I had him on a card.
You had him set
Yeah,
up.
you
I've
put
been
him in-
learning about this.
So you don't give them a card, but you make them an authorized user, so all your good habits get transferred
So
to
you're
them.
establishing credit for them. So when they go out and they need to lease their first car, get their first apartment, they have
Because
it ready.
the biggest part of that score is the history.
Was a share secure.
And that's where you pay ahead of time, right?
That's where you can rebuild your own
Hold
stuff.
Your own money.
Yeah, you can buy
Yes.
your own credit cards and then just use those.
Use that money and pay it off.
Black people don't make investments.
Who?
That's exactly what
well,
Donald Glover
the
said.
black and
Hold on.
brown community
But we
doesn't
should.
understand this, and we fall into these kind of traps, which is what Lex is saying is so important, that we teach financial skills in our school systems.
It starts from at home.
Exactly, and if
It
you don't
does.
get, and in our homes, exactly, because if you're not
But they
getting
don't
it from
wanna
either
teach you that.
end,
That's the
But no,
thing.
but see, and so for her, you saw that, and then it led that right. So I saw that,
it
and then
led
I
to the
realized there was
opposite.
something happening,
Right.
and so I went and grabbed the information for myself. Now my brother, not so much, so he's kind of following into the same thing.
Mm.
And so you can live in the same house, and maybe it's a personality
Yeah,
thing. I
yeah.
think most kids are either going to do exactly what they saw their parents do,
Mirror.
or the exact opposite.
Yeah, yeah.
And so if you, so I guess this would be a silver lining of not having the greatest relationship with my mom, because now everything is like, that shit don't seem right, and I do the
Yeah,
opposite.
It's motivated.
But if it
you
was
to
more
live
whatever,
oppositely.
if I had a great relationship, then I would just be doing everything I saw her, and then when it comes to that part of my life,
Yeah.
it might be out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need, you teach your kids while they're young.
Yeah.
You don't need that first pair of tennis shoes just came out.
Amen.
Second or third season. When
Right.
you get older, you buy your own tennis shoes.
That part's hard these
Preach.
days, but
No, it's
but regardless,
I believe, yeah.
it's yeah.
I believe that.
There's definitely,
Tennis shoes when they first came out.
Yeah, 2 for 89 joints.
man.
Ah, why you put mom on blast
In
like that?
hindsight,
But I mean,
But
she
were you,
but
were
she
you
did
older?
great.
Was she
By the
buying you
time
brand
I-
name shoes when you were 5 years
There's
old?
a better answer to what y'all asking me. By the time I was 20, 21 years old, I understood at least 30% of what I needed to know on how credit worked.
Yeah.
By the time I was about to, because I got an apartment. I was able to get one by using my credit score. I was already
Yeah.
working when I was in high school.
Your parents set you up for stability,
No,
which
absolutely.
allowed you to be able to save and establish credit
Well,
and build a savings.
but there's
whereas
still more
not
levels
other
to
people
it.
Yeah,
are
what he's saying is there's an awareness, but to keep that shit up, because I know people with that stability still fuck that shit up, right?
there's like a discipline.
Yeah. I know a girl right
education.
now whose parents like told her that. Now she's since got it fixed, but she take 18% on the credit card. I
that's
just took-
good. That's a good percentage for these days.
Right now.
No,
I'm not saying you should pay it, but I'm saying for when they give them out to offer, because if
starting
you
out
18% APR.
on a car too.
a car, no, a card, yes.
Okay, because even then, 18 is kind of crazy to me.
I'm saying no. It sounds crazy to pay it, but I'm saying any bank or any credit card company you deal with, if they're giving you 18%, they trust you. They fuck
start
with
with.
you. Every credit card I've ever had has been in the high 20s, and I have an 800 credit score.
Good lord.
Now it'll help you out with the cars and all that shit to get it lower, but you're never gonna find something that's low for an actual credit card. But if you can get in the teens, that's respect. They're
I
gonna
just
like,
feel,
oh, all
I
right,
feel,
you
I
know
just
what
feel
you're
like
doing.
there's other ways you can get money than if you was gonna make a credit card purchase. Like if I'm gonna leverage credit, I'm gonna leverage on something that I know that I actually need, right? Like for example, there was a time where I had to get some work done on my teeth and they wouldn't cover the fuck. I had
And that's
five.
a great time to
I
use
had
credit.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I went to the bank and I got a loan, but they only got me at like 12%.
Yeah, but see, now you speaking like her coming from I have to pay for it in cash, right? So you say, I can't, and I'm someone like me, I buy everything on credit. Because what am I doing? I'm
see it
establishing.
all as an
I never
opportunity.
pay $1 in interest.
Yeah.
But I buy everything on credit. So
To
they're like,
help
oh, look
build.
at him. Look how responsible the borrower is.
Yeah.
He's always buying shit. He's always using us. But he's always
Do
paying
you
it back.
think that
And so they
you-
continue to expand my credit.
What's that any
But
different
do you
from me
think
and
that
making
your
big purchases
circumstance
that I
allows you to make those payments stable? Because I think that's where it becomes a slippery slope, where it's like, I think a lot of people might go into it with that intention, but then when real life hits and you start getting behind,
Right.
like, you know what I mean?
So fortunately for me, real life hasn't hit in that way for the most part. So I think
Yeah.
you should have a hybrid of what I'm saying to your mentality.
And finding what works for you, your
I want you
discipline.
to not be afraid of credit, but
Terrified of it.
But if you still have the mentality, if I don't have the cash to pay for it, I shouldn't buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you buy it on credit,
And
and then
you
you
pay
take
it.
the cash and
Yeah.
pay it off. That's gonna make everybody happy.
Yeah.
Because that'll keep you disciplined.
Yeah.
But it'll keep them looking like, oh,
She knows
she's
how to make her
responsible
payments.
and
You know
all
what's
the
funny?
cool shit that happens.
I just
Yeah.
got what he told you. Your friend is seriously misinformed then, because even where she's from, even though it's land and stuff like that, her government recognizes credit. That's the thing. Every government on this earth, unless you're like one of those native
What do you
nations,
mean the government? Because they don't
gov-
have a credit like
because
established
governments
for the
ask
people.
and borrow things all the time. Credit, you're looking at it as a percentage. All it means is if I'm going to do this for you, you need to pay me X amount.
Yeah, but there's also something to say in her friend's case for peace of mind, right?
2 minutes each for everyone
Like, no
left,
one
because
can
we're
take
at
my house.
Because here's the thing, like with the house, right? With the
mortgage.
interest rate that you're paying, it makes logical sense to me to never pay that off because it's basically a free loan, right? But to the majority of at least Americans, I would think that if I woke up and my house was paid off, that's going to give me a peace of mind
Are
that
you
that's
kidding
not
me?
that an interest rate's not going to pay for it.
Having your own home.
And so I can
Yeah.
understand that. But to me, who's always thinking about leverage and understanding, oh, how can I flip something quicker and get it double, it makes zero sense to ever
But what
pay that
happened
house
if the
off.
credit system went to shit one day? Let's be real.
No,
like,
no.
The government
I
failed.
agree with what you're
government-
saying.
and
Let
now
me
you
help.
don't
Let
own
me
your
help you out
house.
because you talking to a brother that this is what he do. So you got to say a word. You're still talking about fiat currency though. I'm talking
100%.
about the fact that there's credit in everything we do in life. Like I may do something for someone just off the strength of me fucking with you. That is credit.
Or is
No,
that
but-
barter? And what is
but
that
what-
called when you barter
No,
and
because
exchange?
if I put prerequisites and I say, hey, if you're gonna borrow something from me or whatever, and I add something that you agree to those terms that's not in the original like deal that we had, then I'm
That's
asking for credit at that point.
But you're also not taking so what her friend really means is the peace of mind important, right? She feels more
Yeah.
wealthy because I don't owe nobody
Exactly,
shit. And I have all this.
exactly.
To where other people's like, you might have this, but you
if
owe
you miss,
somebody
and if you
something.
miss a payment, they can take
Like,
that
yeah,
shit
you
back.
have the same amount of land as me, but the bank owns that until as soon as you do
Exactly.
I
whatever.
get that portion of it. What I'm telling you is that there's no way that in the area that she's from that credit does not exist and it wouldn't be beneficial over that piece. Because here's the thing, I understand what her friend is saying, but if you own land, right, and you cultivate that land and it feeds you or something like that, if something happens,
what?
drought, insects or something like that, that shit is meaningless at that point. Unless you sold it, right? And then you're back into this. That's what I'm saying. Like at some point, you're dealing with the government, you're dealing with credit. Someone is using credit around you. Like it's a big deal. Now, the fact that if you're ignorant to it, and I say ignorant in a positive light, meaning that you just don't know, that's okay. But she should know what credit is.
No, I think she realizes that. I think she was only speaking on the sentiment of how
no.
wealthy
Jay
she felt.
Jay realizes that.
No, her friend knows, like, okay, I could have more maybe with credit, but she feels a sense of wealth.
And she was saying, like, in her community, that's how they see it. Like, even though we don't have all of this, we own these things, and no one can take them
the
from
peace
us.
of mind of not owing anybody
Exactly.
anything is something way more important.
And especially
than-
when you come from a place of lack where you
Yeah.
haven't had, so that it's a security thing.
Got it. All right, let's wrap because
Yeah.
we're at 1:40. I didn't mean to cut delivery like that, but it makes my video time
I like
way
concise.
longer. So that was amazing. So we did good. We did good. I think so because I didn't get through like everything I wanted to get
Sorry.
through. No, it's good. I like that.
We end up going in.
No, because it saves me time. Look, everything I do is a revolving door.